Al Cicioni, Cicioni Commercial Vehicle HVAC, and today we are going to present our Webasto fuel-operated heater in this transparent display. We have Dan Irk here from Webasto, who is going to review all the features of this Webasto fuel-operated heater. Dan, take her away.
Thanks, Al. Great to be here today. I'm Dan Irk from Webasto Customized Solutions. We're going to introduce the AirTap 2000 fuel-fired heater. Operates on diesel fuel, gasoline, 12 or 24 volts, depending on what your needs are. It creates 7,000 BTUs of usable heat inside your vehicle. It'll run for up to 22 hours on 1 gallon of fuel, and we conduct it through your vehicle however you need. It's great for any campers, construction vehicles, utility vehicles, anything you need heat in.
Before we move forward, I'd like to take this time to introduce the support mechanism that in the background that makes all this possible. First, we have our two installers, Dale and Chris, certified by Webasto. Next, I'd like to introduce Tank. Tank is our fabricator. Actually, Tank created this stand for us. It's made of stainless steel and Lexan. Introducing Jimmy. He's our customer liaison, all types of communication. Matter of fact, his smile is what starts my day off. So tell us a little bit about this. Let's get into the mechanics.
Okay, so basically you're going to draw fuel from your fuel tank on your vehicle. All right, it's going to go inside the heater. There's a combustion chamber inside the heater. There's an air intake tube which comes from outside the vehicle. There's an exhaust tube which you can see is down underneath the heater there. It's a stainless steel flex tube. We're going to draw cold air in one side of the heater. We're going to pass it over a high efficiency heat exchanger, and we're going to send it out the other side. All right. We do have a digital thermostat that will control the heater. That's an option. You can get a simple rheostat, or we have our digital thermostat.
Dan, you know, I have a lot of customers that I tell them about the SMARTEMP 2.0, and what they're able to do is to set a timer and have the vehicle warm before they go in. Can you tell us a little bit how that works?
Yes, with the SMARTEMP 2.0, which is our digital thermostat, you can set it for tomorrow at whatever time you'd like, 6 a.m. It'll bring the vehicle interior up to temperature, whether it be the passenger compartment or your cargo area. The other option is you can leave these heaters run overnight. If you've got cargo in the rear that you don't want to freeze, or if you are using it as a camper RV type unit to keep yourself warm.
Tell us a little bit about the safety features built into the SMARTEMP 2.0 in your Webasto unit in case of a low battery.
On the digital SMARTEMP 2.0 thermostat, Al, part of the features of that are a low voltage disconnect, and it's programmable. You can adjust it to your preference. I have a SMARTEMP on the heater in my vehicle. It's set for about 11.5 volts, and what'll happen is if the heater is run for an extended period of time, over the weekend or something, your battery voltage starts to get down to 11.5. What'll happen is the SMARTEMP will shut the heater off, maintaining your ability to start the vehicle with what batteries it's still left in the vehicle. We don't ever want the heater to be the cause of the vehicle not starting.
So I know we're using diesel or gasoline as a fuel source, but why do we need 12 volts? Well, 12 or 24.
12 or 24 volts, your power source from your vehicle is actually running your circulation fan in the heater. It's running your glow pin to ignite the flame in it, and it's also running the controls, obviously, for your thermostat.
Tell me a little bit about fuel usage, Dan. Tell me a little bit about the energy required. I always speak about energy.
Okay. The AirTap 2000 is, as I said, a 7,000 BTU heater. It'll run 22 hours on 1 gallon of fuel, whether it be gasoline or diesel. It's a very low amp draw. It's 1.2 to 2.5 amps, depending on what mode the heater's in. But your amp hour capacity is relatively low. This heater will run definitely overnight, no problem, on a single battery in your vehicle. And Al does have some auxiliary batteries that we can talk about if we've got a customer that needs it to run longer.
I'd just like to take a minute, and as we said before, we work with Lexan. We work with stainless steel and aluminum in our fabrication. So we created the stainless steel box, and in this box you'll see a Lexan enclosure. Because I'm a navigator and a pilot, I like transparency if I have to look at my equipment when I do my pre-checks. So looking at the top, I can take a look and see if I have any corrosion starting on the terminals. I could take a look at the wires, a very quick inspection, and their control panel. So basically we use a quality battery, and we have on top of it our breakers. So this box can hold up to 4 different breakers. So if we're using a fuse for your fuel-operated heater, you have 3 more areas. So we have here the MACH Aerosol Corporation makes MACH Air, and we're introducing the COLEMAN MACH, their Roughneck series, and we're going to use this product as an auxiliary battery energy source for these type of products when they're required. This way, we never challenge your start battery. This is a rolling cart we set up, and again, with transparency of the Lexan plates. And we've done this so when our clients come in, we're able to show them what this fuel-operated heater is capable of. We also learned that we need to address some other issues that come up. So let's pretend that this is going on a fifth wheel or a trailer, and there is no source for fuel. So what we have done is we worked with one of our tank manufacturers, and we have created 2 tanks. They are aluminum tanks. This rectangular tank is a 10-gallon tank, and then this is also a cylindrical tank that will come with the mount that is commonly mounted to a frame rail, just like you would see on a tractor application, and this is a 15-gallon tank. When we built these tanks, both tanks, you'll find that we have a pickup tube here that we're using now, but we always add a second availability for a second pickup tube, and that way you could actually run 2 Webasto heaters off of 1 tank. So we have a saddle mount, if you will, a cylindrical tank, and then we have a rectangular tank. And the beauty of it, Dan, they're both DOT approved. So Dan, tell me something. We have this display set up. It's all functionable. We have our fuel, we have our filter, we have our exhaust redirected outside. So why don't you fire this up and show us what it does?
Okay, it's a simple 1 button. You push it, it starts up, and we've got an adjustable temperature display here on it. It kind of works like a thermostat. You can rotate it left or right, depending on if you want to go up or down. You can adjust your temperature from a high of 95 degrees. I believe it goes all the way down to 45 degrees, and it goes to 41. Set the temperature. Right now, for demonstration purposes, we're going to go to 95. We're going to push the set button, and now the heater's firing. So basically, we've got air going in the silver tube here. This is your combustion air. We have exhaust coming out the stainless steel tube going out the bottom of the display. It's initialized the flame inside the heater. It's drawing in air here, which would be your cool cabin air, and it's going to be putting out warm air over here. It takes about 5 to 7 minutes for the heater to get up to full temperature. It's starting to produce heat already, but give it about 7 minutes, it'll go to full temperature. You'll find that the outlet temperature at the heater, maybe not necessarily at the ductwork, depending on how far it is from the heater, the output at the heater will be about 230, 220 degrees
Well, Dan,
Fahrenheit.
I'm not really too sure about that. I'm 60 years old now, and I kind of got trust issues. So let me take a check on this with my fancy machine. Intake air is what? Looks like 74 degrees. I could hear it ramping up, but it's not very loud.
These heaters are very quiet, Al, but they don't, that's one of the reasons people like to put them in RVs. Typically the propane furnace that's in an RV is rather loud, but these are super quiet. They don't use a lot of power, they don't use a lot of fuel.
You know, you taught me something, and I want to share this with everybody that's viewing this today. In my world of navigation, we always want to have more power available, just in case there's a storm or a shipping lane and we have to get out of harm's way. It's nice to have those bigger engines and more power available, but we don't need to run them there. We can find what we call the sweet spot. Now, Dan says these are the opposite. So bigger is not better. Tell me why, Dan.
Well, one thing about these heaters is if you run them on low for an extended period of time, they do tend to produce some carbon on the burner inside, okay? One of the great features of this heater, every 10 minutes this heater's in operation, believe it or not, the ECM or the control module inside the heater itself does actually lean down the fuel system to actually help burn carbon off of the burner, but they do like to run hot. If they run hot, they run clean, they run a long time. If you've got a box truck, roughly you've got a 20-foot box truck, you're trying to keep it 65 to 70 degrees to keep product from freezing or for whatever reason you're keeping it warm, I recommend roughly 1,000 BTUs per foot. That would be our big heater, which would be our 18,000 BTU heater.
What would I use in a ProMaster?
A ProMaster, If you've got some insulation in it, which I know you guys do some customized interiors, insulation and stuff like that, 7,000 BTU is usually big enough in a ProMaster. I've got what's called the Transit High Top Extended. So that's a pretty large vehicle. I actually have our next up heater, which is what we call a Evo 40 heater. That's a 13,000 BTU heater. And then we do make an Evo 55, which is actually 18,000.
All available in gas or diesel?
All available in gas or diesel.
12 or 24 volt?
12 or 24 volt.
Okay, Dan, I'm going to take another shot of our heat and see where we're at. Oh, dear Lord. 242, Dan.
That's plenty warm, man.
There goes the camera guy. He said it's getting hot over there. Give me an idea of other customers that use this Webasto product. I know we've installed some in some tractors, some truck drivers like this, and instead of running the engine, right, that makes us clean energy.
Yep. Yeah, these are EPA certified, SMARTWAY verified for California. These heaters are run a lot in semi-tractors for cabin comfort overnight while the driver's sleeping. That's one of our main customers for these heaters. But these have been installed in everything from rotor-rooter trucks, ASPCA vehicles, cargo bodies, just requires product not to be frozen overnight. Basically anything that you need heat for and you've got some power and some fuel, we can assist you with.
You know what I like about these, Dan? There are so many companies that take heat and try to blow it from the ceiling or the roof down. We've done some vehicles for ski slopes. We've done some vehicles for airport transport. The nice thing is, if you get the heat down at the floor, which is primarily where we're at, and we work with physics, heat naturally rises. So if I can get your feet warm and then it naturally comes up, it's just a better way to heat the climate, the environment.
Yeah, those are actually some basic HVAC rules. If you're heating, you heat from the floor. If you're cooling, you cool from the top, because cold air sinks, warm air rises.
Thanks for taking the time out to watch this segment today. And I'd like to share something else I think is very important. This product called Webasto, I had plenty of different opportunities of what kind of product I want to promote through my companies. We're heading on 65 years of business in today's world, and I've been around the block a little bit at 60 years old. I've got some experience. I've made quite a few mistakes, and I guess I'm going to make a couple more, but with the guidance of people like Dan, at least they got cut down to a minimum. With all that said, this product is manufactured in Germany, and they're to the strictest of compliance. And tell us a little bit about that, Dan, because I get some people that want to get, let's say, some type of knockoff, if you will. Why should people buy Webasto instead of a knockoff product or a competitively priced product?
Well, believe it or not, Al, it's because of people like you. If you buy a Webasto product, you've got the ability to get parts, you've got the ability to get service. There are some knockoffs out there in the marketplace, but I don't know where you could even find parts or anybody to tell you how to operate them. I've looked at some of the installation manuals and I don't understand them. But like I say, we've got an 800 number you can call for information on these heaters. You've got Al, you've got myself. That's one of the things I tell a lot of my customers, you know, what's better about your heater than the other heater? Well, I says, with the other heater, you don't get me. I work many hours a day and I'm always available on the weekends when a customer calls, so.
Dan always says, if you don't do it right, we don't do it at all. So we're kind of not your guy if you're looking for cheap alternatives. We're your facility if you want a
quality installation done
by certified mechanics.
By certified mechanics, yes.
If we can be an asset, if you're interested in this product, my name is Al Cicioni, and my cell phone number is area code 570-401-7697. We're in Hazleton, Pennsylvania, Eastern Time Zone, and I'll be more than happy to help you. And if I don't know it off the cuff, I'll be turning you over to Dan. We work together like a team, and we're going to provide you some good product and some good heat solutions.